Today, we will talk about top 10 places to visit in London. London is one of the most visited cities in the world. London Heathrow is the main airport, with numerous daily flights into and out of the city, making it one of the busiest in the world. There are many sights to see and things to do in London when you travel. Being a popular tourist destination, it receives many tourists, so be sure to purchase your tickets early to avoid long lines. London has luxurious hotels with scenic views of the famous sights in the city. When touring the city, some prefer to go on guided tours or hire a car and drive themselves around. Planning a trip can be stressful, so I've made a list of the 10 must-see places in London. 1. The London Eye. Also called the Millennium Wheel, the London Eye is located on the south bank of the River Thames in London. The cantilevered observation wheel is the tallest in Europe and the 4th tallest in the world. It has 32 capsules, numbered 1 to 33, excluding number 13. In 2013, a passenger capsule was turned to a royal capsule to commemorate the 60th anniversary of the Queen's coronation. The wheel lights up in different colors throughout the year, celebrating different occasions. From the London Eye, you can see many of the city's landmarks. They include the Tower of London and the Tower Bridge, Big Ben, Buckingham Palace, St. Paul's Cathedral, and many more. It takes about 30 minutes to make a rotation, so be sure to purchase your ticket online to avoid long lines. 2. Big Ben. The Great Bell of the striking clock is Big Ben, not the whole tower structure as most people think. Standing at the Palace of Westminster, the 96-meter tower has 334 steps to the belfry. Using Victorian mechanisms, it keeps locals punctual as its time is accurate and precise. It has a few light bulbs on each face for visibility. Each hour, the clock chimes and smaller bells are heard every 15 minutes. Penny coins are used for time adjustment, and removing or adding the coins can alter the seconds of time. Unfortunately, Big Ben is temporarily closed for maintenance, so no tours are taking place, but are set to resume soon. However, people are still allowed to visit the Palace of Westminster. 3. Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace is the dwelling place of the Queen and where royal and national events take place. It's surrounded by Green Park and St. James Park and sits in the heart of London. The palace covers 39 acres and has a shocking 775 rooms. The gorgeous state rooms are open to the public when the Queen is not in the residence. Changing of the Guard, a ceremony where new soldiers come to replace those currently protecting the palace, is a famous sight. The changing of the guard takes place on certain days, starting at 10:45 a.m. 4. Palace of Westminster. A tour of the Palace of Westminster will give you an insight into British politics and learn how Big Ben and the Parliament were constructed. A copy of the Magna Carta and numerous royal and parliamentarian portraits are part of the vast historical art and cultural collections displayed in the palace. During construction, the House of Lords went over budget, and its very lavish decoration is proof. In the middle of the house lies a 24-karat gold throne that has a few angels, a gilt crown, heraldic shields, and knights, and is upholstered in scarlet velvet. The Westminster Hall, going back to 1097, is the oldest hall of the Houses of Parliament. The central lobby is where members of Parliament meet each other. 5. Madame Tussauds. Madame Tussauds is a famous wax museum named after Marie Tussaud, a wax sculptor who founded it in 1835. On display at the museum are wax figures of famous sports stars, public and historical figures, politicians, and the royal family. In the museum's history exhibit, you can find sculptures by Marie Tussaud that survived. There is also a wax figure of Madame Tussaud that she did of herself a few years before she died. 6. Tower Bridge. Most people incorrectly think this is the London Bridge. Further down the river is where we find the London Bridge. Bascules is the name of the two levered sections in the central span, and each weighs 1,100 tons. There is a huge cavern underneath the bridge to counterbalance the bascules. It was officially opened by the Prince of Wales more than 120 years ago. Tower Bridge gets its name from the Tower of London, which is on one side of the bridge, and it influenced the final design of the bridge. 7. St. Paul's Cathedral. St. Paul's Cathedral is an Anglican church built between 1675 and 1711. It has one of the biggest domes in the world, and there we find the Whispering Gallery. The Whispering Gallery is a famous site in the building due to how well sound travels in it. This is attributed to the special way the dome was built. Inside, there are different art types representing various time periods and memorials to notable Britons. Sir Christopher Wren, as the architect, got the honor of being the first person to be buried in the tomb. The cathedral has hosted burials and weddings of famous figures. Masses usually take place at St. Paul's, so check out the timings on their website to plan a visit. It also allows sightseeing and guided tours. Tickets can be purchased on their website. 8. Tower of London. Originally built by William the Conqueror in 1066, the tower has been standing for over 900 years. The Tower of London had many roles, including a prison, an arsenal, a place of execution, a royal palace, a jewel house, a royal zoo, a fortress, and a jewel house. About 6 ravens are kept at the Tower of London, each with clipped wings to avoid them from going too far from home. This is purely due to the superstition that the kingdom will fall if the ravens leave. Things to do in the Tower of London include visiting the jewel house, touring the Royal Mint, seeing the medieval palace, going to the Chapel Royal of St. Peter ad Vincula and Tower Green. 9. Oxford Street. Previously Tyburn Road is a road in the city of Westminster. It runs from Tottenham Court Road to Marble Arch via Oxford Circus. It has about 300 shops, attracting thousands of visitors daily, making it one of the busiest shopping streets in Europe. In some ways, Oxford Street is similar to Champs-Élysées in Paris and Istiklal Caddesi in Istanbul. While on the street, you can dine at fancy restaurants that offer cuisines of different countries like India and Mexico. Anyone who loves fashion will love the street, as it is home to popular clothing stores. The Flying Horse is the only remaining pub on Oxford Street, but don't let this talk you out of visiting 10. The British Museum. Need in 1759, the British Museum was the first national museum built, making it the oldest museum in the world now. Electricity was installed in the museum in 1879, and it is among the first buildings in London to have electricity. The British Museum houses over 8 million artifacts from all over the world. Due to the large number of artifacts collected, the museum had to open London's Natural History Museum, which holds natural history specimens. Further, a large number of manuscripts and books prompted the creation of a new site, the British Library. The Elgin Marbles, the Rosetta Stone, and Oxus Treasure are the most popular exhibits in the museum. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.